Hello,
Hello.
Adrian. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Thomasina?
I am well, thank you. Thomasina from musicmoviesthoughts.com. And I am such a fan of the show. I was
Aw.
ready for the boom boom clap to come back. And I am loving your work on the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I
Yes.
really appreciate that.
Now, when we meet Brittany Pitts, we're reintroduced and she's at a low point and in need of a serious change. And I
Mhm.
read that you fell in love with the Brittany Pitts character when you read this script. So, what was it that most attracted you to the character, and how would you describe her growth in this first season?
I mean, when I first got her, it was fresh, and it was something like we hopped back into Brittany, but she was a full adult, and you got to see her in a completely different space, a completely different way. She actually has thoughts and a whole life going on outside of her parents. So I was
Mhm.
super intrigued by that, and it really pulled me into like playing her. And then once I seen the writing and seen how they just made her flawed but likable, they made her dynamic and having many layers and having things that have happened from her parents that she's moving past, or things that are happening with her parents that she's moving with and through.
Mhm.
It really intrigued me as a young adult, like having been through some moments like that, or just growing into my own voice. So I was just super excited to get to play in that and have it kind of parallel in my life as well, like stepping into
Yes.
my own.
Mhm.
But I think it's cool that we find her and she actually has her own life for the first time in the legacy of the game. And I really just have to attribute that to thoughtful and very creative writers.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, how has it been, speaking of legacy, working with the legacy cast, Wendy, Raquel, Hosea, Pooch, and Kobe?
Oh, I love them so much. It has been freaking phenomenal working with them. I every time I'm asked this, I just have to reiterate they are phenomenal beings on and off screen. Super, super, super talented. They lead with love. I've learned so very much in so many ways from all of them.
Mhm.
Um, I I remember being so nervous when I had my first scene with Wendy because I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Wendy!"
Right,
I
right.
just was like, I gotta hold my ground. I have to step up to the plate. I'm in the scene with Wendy Raquel right now. Um, but she was just so loving and she was so giving, and it was like she was like, "Girl, get rid of all that. Get rid of all that. We here together. We building something cool. Let's do it. Let's just do it. You're here because you're supposed to. Let's do it." And it's
Yes.
that type of realness that makes you feel comfortable. It's that type of realness that makes you feel like, okay, I'm free to create, you know?
Mhm.
And even when Kobe stepped in, I remember I called him before he even got to Atlanta. And I was like, "Hey, can I just talk to you about Brittany and her dad?" And we had a
Yes.
phone conversation for like an hour and 15 minutes talking about everything from like what he remembers Brittany's favorite color is to how him and he feel like Brittany's relationship would have ended up now this many years later. And it really helped because when we got to that first day of filming, you
Mhm.
would have never thought it was our first time meeting, our first day filming, or that Brittany and that the Brittany that I'm playing wasn't actually his daughter, in my opinion.
Yes.
Um, and it was just so much fun. We got to like bounce improvs off of each other and bounce ideas off of each other. Pooch came in with all the good energy, and he was super, super grounded. Hosea is just a light being.
Mm.
He is just, if you ever speak with Hosea, you can feel his words, you can feel his energy through everything that he says. And his work is just so, so, so phenomenal. And I'm so happy that he got to explore different things in this character within
Right.
this new reboot. So it's been amazing to watch them work. It's been amazing
Yeah.
to work with them and to learn from them.
Awesome. Well, that's interesting you take and to learn from them, because my next question is, what was the best piece of advice that you've received so far from any of the OG cast members?
The best piece of advice that I received was from Wendy.
Mhm.
Um, it was a day I had a lot of scenes. I had been studying, but I was like sleep deprived, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it.
Mhm.
And she looks at me, takes me to the side, and she goes, "Hey, You can do this. All you have to do is be present. That is the hardest part of this job, is learning how to be truly present. Be present. And from there, anytime I felt any anxiety, anytime I felt my nerves acting up, I would breathe, hear her voice in my head, and say, okay, Adriyan, be present. And that's what I did. And it helped not just with acting, but with because I have anxiety. So when I go to do press in person or something like that, okay, I breathe and I say, okay, be present. And I hear her voice. And I think I've carried that throughout everything since.
Okay, I love that. Now, the old show touched on several serious matters throughout its run, but this reboot has a lot of strong messaging and social themes infused. What topic would you say most resonated with you during this first season? And are there any topics that you'd like to see explored on the show in upcoming seasons?
I think that with me, what resonated was we like you said, we have a lot of themes that come into play. Second chances really resonated, but also the power of the woman and how women are now having the ability to step in our power, and how the little landmines that sometimes society can place within our space for us to even try to get through to step into our power, not only as women, but as Black people as well. And I love that we touched on that. I love that we don't beat it into the audience's face, but we do allow you to see it. So it's an eye opener, and it opens perspectives, and therefore lets others gain understanding. Okay. I love that. I think in the future, I would love to explore even more of the mental health capacities that we are exploring. Yes. And I would love to explore just the struggles of the younger, the struggles of the younger female. As well, like how we have to make certain life decisions and choices, and how you really feel at a crossroads, like your life is altered either way you go. I think that would be something cool to play on and to relate to with the audience.
Okay. Now I want to fit in this signature question. I ask it of everyone that I interview. And I also noted that you are a recording artist as well. If this is correct, where you were mentored, I think, by Michael Keith of 112. Is that correct?
Yes.
So if you could portray any artist, it doesn't have to be a singer, but I think it would be interesting if you named one, any artist, past or present, on the big screen, who would it be and why?
This is a really good question that you have sprung on me. Goodness, I just have a repertoire of things that just came to my head. Let's see. I would really... And it's not even like, I know I don't even probably resemble her, but I think the power of Eartha Kitt and the power of her story, I would love to be able to like bring that to life. And I would love to show her strength, show her versatility. I mean, Eartha Kitt was really just phenomenal in so many ways, and so immensely strong. And just stood and she had this like aura of like, this is me. Okay. I've been through shit. I'm here. This is how I am. And I love it. If you don't love it, get away from me, because I love it. And I just really like those types of grounded, strong women. And I would love to portray that.
I love that. I just want to put in the atmosphere. When I look at you and I think of singers, I think of Keke Wyatt. So if she's ever interested in a biopic, or if they ever do one of her, I think that you would be a perfect look, a perfect fit for that role. I don't know what you feel about that, but I kind of see it.
I'm here for it. I love Keke. Thank you.
Yes. Well, Adriyan, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. I am so glad that the show is back. I am so glad that you were cast in the role of Brittany. I love the chemistry between you and all of the cast. I love the hey-ho moment between you and Kobe Bell. And it just does my heart good to see it back and to see you on the screen in this role. I'm really enjoying it. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, for watching, and I just really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and you continue blessings to you, okay?
To you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.